not waste time on someone who does not see your value. Just smile and say thank you for reminding me to love myself first. My dear friend, write agree in the comment if you agree with me.
Have you ever wondered why some guys seem to effortlessly connect with women while others struggle to get past small talk? Today, I'm going to reveal the psychological secrets behind forming genuine connections that most people completely miss. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to bypass surface-level conversations and create real emotional bonds with anyone you meet. Here's the thing that might shock you. Connection has absolutely nothing to do with finding things in common. Most guys think if they can just discover shared interests, hobbies, or backgrounds, they'll build rapport. They ask about jobs, favorite movies, or where someone went to school. But this approach is fundamentally flawed because it treats connection like a logical equation when it's actually an emotional experience. Your brain doesn't form lasting memories based on facts and similarities. It remembers moments that triggered feelings. Think about your most memorable conversations. I guarantee they weren't memorable because you both liked the same band or studied similar subjects. They stuck with you because something about that interaction made you feel differently than usual. This is why focusing on emotional impact beats logical compatibility every single time. When you make someone's heart rate change, when you create even a tiny spike of surprise, intrigue, or playful tension, you're breaking through what I call the firewall of routine interaction. You're signaling to their nervous system that you're worth paying attention to. The second psychological principle you need to understand is pattern interruption. Every day, people navigate thousands of predictable social interactions. The barista asks how your day is going. Your coworker mentions the weather. Someone at a party asks where you're from. These exchanges follow such predictable scripts that our brains process them on autopilot. But when someone breaks that expected pattern, suddenly we're fully present. Our attention locks on because something unexpected is happening. This is exactly why being agreeable and following social scripts makes you forgettable, while doing something slightly unpredictable makes you unforgettable. Instead of asking standard questions, try making observations that require a real response. Rather than, "What do you do for work?" you might say, "You have this look like you're planning something interesting."
Stop breaking your own heart by trying to make a relationship work that is clearly not meant to work. You can't force someone to care about you. You can't force someone to be loyal. You can't force someone to be the person that you need them to be.
Now, they can't give you a rehearsed answer because there isn't one. You've created a moment that demands genuine engagement. The third breakthrough insight involves understanding the difference between someone's public persona and their inner world. Most people spend their entire day presenting a polished version of themselves: the professional at work, the dutiful student in class, the responsible family member at home. They're so used to these surface-level interactions that when someone actually acknowledges the person underneath, it creates an incredibly powerful connection. This means instead of gathering resume information, you want to tap into emotions and personal experiences that reveal who they really are. When someone mentions they're studying psychology, most people respond with career-related questions. But you could say something like psychology. So you're either fascinated by what makes people tick, or you enjoy having insights that others miss. Which one resonates more? Suddenly, they're not reciting facts about their major. They're reflecting on their actual motivations and sharing something real about themselves. This kind of interaction makes people feel truly seen, which is incredibly rare and valuable. The fourth principle is strategic vulnerability through incomplete disclosure. Most people either overshare everything or reveal nothing personal. But there's a middle ground that creates intrigue without being closed off. You share just enough to be interesting, but leave some gaps that create curiosity. When you mention an experience but don't fully explain it, you're creating what psychologists call the curiosity gap. The human brain hates unfinished stories and will continue thinking about incomplete information long after the conversation ends. This is why movies use cliffhangers and why you keep reading books that end chapters at dramatic moments. You can use this same principle in conversation by being authentic, but not exhaustive in your storytelling. Share the interesting part, then smoothly transition to something else. Their brain will file away that incomplete story and return to it later, keeping you in their thoughts even when you're not around. The fifth strategy involves using humor that positions you as someone worth impressing rather than someone trying to impress others.
When someone disrespects you, don't react. Don't argue, don't get involved in drama. Just remove your presence. Walk away. Distance is the best response to disrespect.
There's a huge difference between entertainment-focused humor and confidence-based humor. Entertainment humor is about getting laughs and approval. Confidence-based humor assumes you're already valuable and creates a frame where others want to earn your appreciation. This doesn't mean being arrogant or dismissive. It's about playful confidence that invites others to step up their game. When you use humor that presupposes your own value, you're subtly communicating that you're the kind of person others want to connect with, not someone desperately seeking validation. The sixth and most crucial principle is emotional calibration, reading and responding to someone's actual energy rather than just their words. So many interactions fail because people aren't paying attention to emotional rhythm. Someone might be giving short responses not because they're uninterested, but because they're tired or distracted. Someone else might be very talkative but in a surface-level way because they're nervous. When you learn to read emotional states and adjust your approach accordingly, conversations flow naturally. If someone seems low energy, you don't try to amp them up immediately. You meet them where they are, then gradually guide the interaction in a more engaging direction. If they're being playful, you match that energy rather than responding too seriously. This emotional intelligence makes people feel understood on a deeper level. They start saying things like, "I don't know why, but I feel so comfortable talking to you," or "You just get me in a way that's hard to explain." But it's not mysterious. It's the result of actually paying attention to how they're feeling rather than just what they're saying. The final element that ties everything together is shifting from trying to impress to creating reactions. When you're focused on showcasing your accomplishments or proving your worth, your attention is on yourself and how you're coming across. But when you're focused on creating interesting moments and observing how others respond, your attention is on them and the dynamic between you. This shift is incredibly powerful because people are drawn to those who make them feel things, not those who tell them impressive facts. A story about your recent vacation might be interesting, but a well-timed observation that makes someone laugh or think differently about themselves will be memorable.
Oh, I'm disappointed in you. Who appointed you in the first place? Who appointed you until now you're disappointed? Who appointed you in the first place?
The key is developing the confidence to say things that create emotional responses, then paying attention to how those responses unfold. You're not performing for approval. You're orchestrating experiences that pull people into your world. When you combine all these elements, emotional impact over logical rapport, pattern interruption, focusing on inner worlds rather than surface details, strategic mystery, confidence-based humor, emotional calibration, and reaction creation over impression management. You develop what I call social magnetism. People feel drawn to you without fully understanding why. The most important thing to remember is that this isn't about manipulation or using tricks to fool people. It's about understanding how genuine connection actually works and aligning your approach with human psychology rather than fighting against it. When you make someone feel truly seen and emotionally engaged, you're giving them something valuable that's increasingly rare in our surface-level world. These principles take practice to internalize, but once they become natural, you'll find that every interaction becomes more interesting and meaningful. People will remember conversations with you long after they forget interactions with others, not because you were trying harder, but because you were connecting more authentically. Start implementing these concepts gradually, and pay attention to how differently people respond when you focus on emotional connection rather than logical compatibility. The change will be remarkable, and you'll wonder why nobody ever explained that real connection was about feelings, not facts, all along.